First thing I want to say is that I am completely nervous right now, and this is really sketchy. And I'm shaking like a dog. And also, I'm very grateful to be here right now. And this is really, really quite something. So as I start, let me first say, how many beings on this earth and in this school have or continually go about their lives or their days feeling depressed, sad, unwanted, insecure, hurt, or like there's no way out? How many beings feel like they're stuck? And in my journey, I have experienced all of these things in myself. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about that. So first off, I just want to say, my name is Evan Bartlett. My legal name is Newman, but I like Bartlett better. It's my middle name. And I'm here today to offer an alternative path to you all. And isn't it interesting that today I'm speaking on 9/11, one of the most fear and dark-producing events on earth that just put us in this space of discomfort and fear. And as Mr. Lovett said, he called the school together to speak about how we could all go into the darkness in 2001, or we could go into love. And therefore, I'm here to bring forth that. So as I tell my story, please know that I'm not better than any of you. I am not at all, in any way, better than any of you, because we are all beautiful. So my story, I grew up in Gloucester, Massachusetts, and at the age of about 7 years old, my mom had a traumatic brain injury, and she was incredibly mentally ill, and you couldn't really understand what was going on with her. And so therefore, she and I never got along, and I was always out in the streets, smoking weed and partying and drinking and stealing things and all of that. That was my life. That was my life. I was very deep into that. And you know, I got bullied very badly. I'm sure a lot of you have experienced being bullied, and it doesn't feel very good. And I was brought up like that, and my dad lived in Vermont, and my mom lived in Gloucester. And as I continued my life like that, I constantly was in a state of depression, a deep depression, and I felt like there was no way out. And honestly, I tried suicide many times to get out of this world because it's so hard. And as all of that continued, I graduated 8th grade, and it got to a point where I was on probation and in court, and I had to move to Vermont with my dad because my mom was no longer able to take care of me. And I got here to this school freshman year, and I carried out that negativity and that darkness with me. And I continued smoking, and I continued that lifestyle. And it wasn't feeling very good. It was a deep wound, a deep depression that was going on within me. And I continued like that freshman year and throughout the summer. And a couple weeks before sophomore year started, I was basically on campus, and you know, I had a meeting with Mr. Lovett and everybody, and it was brought to my attention that they had realized what I was doing and the way I was carrying out my life, and this was not the school for me to be at for sophomore year, because I needed to go experience something different and heal. And throughout that, I learned a lot, and it was really rough. And sophomore year, I just kind of did the same old thing, and it sucked. And junior year, I came to this school, and I knew I had to change, and I knew that my life was about to change. I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know how it was going to happen. I was still really depressed and in a deep negative, dark state. I hate this, F this sucks. And I came here, and I was like, I gotta change. And my dad's a very spiritual person. He had been sending me videos and spiritual information about love and how to love yourself, because you can't give what you don't have. And so if you want to change this world and you want to love people, you have to love yourself first. And this video is called The Love Revolution by Matt Kahn, a man on YouTube. I would say I would encourage you all to watch it, but it's probably, a lot of you, it would probably be a big reach for, because you'd probably find it a little weird, as I found it very weird the first time I watched it. And so I ignored this video and his information for the first couple weeks of junior year. And eventually, I watched The Love Revolution. And at the end of watching that video, the energy, or the way in which I had carried out my life for the past years, was brought to my attention. That dark state, that deep negativity was brought to my attention, and how there was a different path at hand. There is always a different choice. And this isn't religion at all. So I just want to get that clear. This isn't religion. Love is an inward process. Love is inside of you. And it's what we all are at heart. And at the end of watching this video, that contrast of light and dark was very apparent, and I chose at that moment to live in the light and start to love myself. And I would literally wake up in the morning and I told myself, I love you. I looked myself in the eyes and I said, I love you. And I started to do silly things like cultivate love within myself. And this is a paraphrase from Matt Kahn. So basically, I'll go to open up the refrigerator door and I'll be like, look at how good I just did that. I just opened up the refrigerator door. That was pretty good. That was actually really skillfully done, because I was thinking about 4 different things at once, and I opened up that refrigerator door, and I still had my hand on it. I didn't even forget to close it. I did it. And silly things like that cultivate self-love, and your mind starts to rewrite. And that deep negative energy, and those thoughts, and those I hate this and this sucks, all that starts to be rewritten inside of your mind, and that just vanishes over time. And as that progressed, I let go of my old friends, and I healed the connection with my mom, and all of these things started to happen. And I literally started to develop empathic abilities. So I'd walk by people, and I would look at them, and I'd just be able to see what was going on with them, in their bodies, and see why they were feeling like this. And as this progressed, life really became a lot easier. And this is kind of the way I've been carrying out my life. In junior year, I was in a very transitional stage, and it was a deep awakening. And I always wanted to share this message with you guys, and how to love yourself, because loving oneself is the most important step to happiness. Because happiness is an inward process, and to think that happiness is outside of yourself, you won't find happiness that way. If I get handed $100, I'll feel happy, but that's because inside I made the decision to feel happy. So, one little cool quote. I'm just thinking of things. Fear, false evidence appearing real. Acronym for fear, false evidence appearing real. Things like that, little things like that. Fear is the weakest energy on this planet, because people rooted in fear don't know how to feel peaceful within themselves. People rooted in fear don't know how to feel peaceful within themselves. And so, this is kind of a preview of my capstone. And I'm so grateful to share this message with you all. And I will be doing all I can to share my love with all of you on campus and throughout this year. And I'm so grateful to be here. So I ask that you join me in love, because that's the way we're going to cultivate a loving environment here at this school and in this world, and bring peace to this planet. So thank you.